N Street Bees here. Just wanted to do a short video. It's October 26th, I believe it is, and being Houston, about an hour north of Houston, and temperatures being in the 70s and almost 80. Everybody on YouTube is talking about the goldenrod and starting to fade out, but of course right here it's actually just turned into full bloom. And mainly my strongest hive here, it gave us honey this year. I just wanted to show this crazy activity. It's interesting, we're actually seeing even not much, but a few robbers trying to get in there, and of course the girls just beat their butt out. And the crazy thing was, and this, I saw one of these earlier this year over here in my number 2 hive. There was a honeybee, a bumblebee. I saw it, something big blob laying there right inside the mesh, and I pulled it out with a stick, and it was a bumblebee, and it was dead. And I was thinking, I couldn't believe that a bumblebee was crazy enough to get in there like that. But my wife and I were just standing here earlier watching this traffic, and another one tried to get in there, and it was just nuts because it flew in, landed on the board, and of course the girls immediately jumped all over it and then dragged it off, landed on the ground. So then what does it do? It gets right back up, flies up, and lands there again. I guess the second time was enough. But I'm going to try to get in here a little closer. And I have a Skinny Joe Man's feeder about 300 yards from here, and it's got the Ultra supplement in it, and it's bright yellow. I haven't seen any come in yet, but the goldenrod is bright orange, almost neon orange, and they're pulling that in. But I mean, you can just see the movement of these girls. And it's taken me a little while to get used to this. I've heard some people talking about it on YouTube, but you can tell when the girls land that have the nectar, they don't have pollen obviously, but they're a little shinier in the abdomen, and it's bigger. You can tell after you look at them for a while that their belly's just full of nectar, and you can see the difference between them and the ones next to it. They're just full of it, full of the nectar they're bringing in. And they tend to land like a battleship coming in at full speed, and sometimes they miss and hit the ground, have to come back up because they're so full, so heavy. Now number 2 over here, they did have a lot more activity earlier, and they're still coming and going, but there's a lot of them out here on the ramp, as you can see. And then number 3 over there, they're a little busy but not quite as active. They're definitely coming and going, but it's just nothing like this number 1, which again, like I said, has been our strongest hive. They gave us about what was it, 32 pounds of honey this year, first year as a beekeeper. So everybody's saying you're not supposed to expect honey your first year, but sure enough, we got plenty to give out, and plenty for my wife. I don't actually eat the honey just because I'm hypoglycemic, but you know, hopefully you can see the amount of pollen coming in and the nectar. And I guess we're pretty fortunate being in the climate that we're in, because most people that do YouTube videos that have bees, they're closed up northern sections and they're already getting freezing temperatures. But you know, we probably get about a month left of activity. So, and I've been treating for mites. I know it's a sticky issue with people, but I've been using the alcohol oxalic acid spray method, and I did a mite count, that national mite count, I forget what it was called, that David Barnyard Bees was talking about, and it was very good, very effective. I think it was 1 and 2 on all the hives. The strongest hive, it was a 1 count, so it's been very effective. And as Skinny Joe says, you have mites just because you don't see them. If you got bees, you have mites, and you got to do something about it. So at least it's the most effective organic type, and that's what I want to do for now. But I just want to show the video. It's a beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous out here, and the girls are taking full advantage of it. So hope you enjoy watching them as much as I do. I just never get tired of seeing them flourish.